Hi everyone, thank you for watching. My name is Ivan Blasquez. I'm a certified personal trainer, and the pictures that you just saw is what I had for lunch today. That was a romaine wrap that was filled with guacamole, sprouts, some cut up red bell pepper, and some other ingredients in there that were just tasted amazing. The black bean chili soup was black beans. It had some garbanzo beans in there, had some vegetables. Very filling, very satiating. The benefit of eating this way is there's a variety of benefits, but really the biggest thing that I like about eating this way is that it is just an absolute benefit to health and just in general vitality. It's really really non-controversial as far as I'm concerned. There's no issue as far as how much protein I got with that meal. I got plenty with the black beans and the garbanzo beans, and then the sprouts. There's actually been studies that have shown, and in fact I'm going to research this a little more, but kind of preliminary data shows that when you sprout, whether it be legumes or whether it be greens or seeds or anything for that matter, or even grains, you increase not only the availability but also the protein content, which is really a fascinating way to up your protein intake if you're on a plant-based diet, which I am. I'm not perfect. There are times where there might be a little bit of animal protein in some kind of a food, like maybe there's a little cream in a soup, like a butternut apple soup. And look, I'm not going to split hairs about that. I'm sorry, but I will say this: that I don't buy any animal protein. I mainly eat plant-based protein. And I want to show that it could be done, and not just me, but there's a lot of others out there who are doing it, and I get inspired by them. But if you're really looking for really to burn fat, to get chiseled, to get toned, to get firm, you come to the right place, okay? Because I'm not going to tell you, because here's the thing: we always hear about eating chicken or eggs or fish, and then you eat that at every meal, you rotate it. It's so mundane, it's so monotonous, it's so boring, and it's tasteless. And I see it all the time, and it's just a short-term fix. Why not eat what I just say? Delicious foods. Find a vegan shop, a gourmet shop in your area, wherever you live. Just go to happycow.net, or you can go to any search engine and just put in vegan restaurants, and then it'll pop, and whatever city you live in, and it'll pop up. I'm not telling you to become vegan. I'm not telling you to even become highly plant-based. What I'm telling you is to mix it up, to add variety. Don't think that just eating animal protein and those things are going to help you lose weight. And I don't care about all the research about how it's the thermogenic benefit of meat and all that stuff. That's so nonsense. And there's more I mean, it's partly true, but it's void of any nutritional benefit. It's not. Is meat going to make your heart pump better? Is it going to make it healthier? I mean, people can argue about the creatine and all that, and the muscle heads can talk about that. And I'm actually a muscle head myself. So, but I'm kind of like a plant muscle head, if you will. But the point is that I'm here to give you a new refreshing light on eating healthy and also losing weight at the same time. Not just healthy meaning tasteless. When you eat healthy, it can be very tasteful. There's so many recipes out there. I just had chickpea pancakes not long ago. It was good, and it's workable. I can make it a fantastic breakfast. I just have to play with it and experiment with it. But the point is that it's all about rotating and varying what you eat. Don't just stick to the staples. The staples are good, but rotate them, switch them out. I've been also eating tofu for breakfast, making a cereal out of it, to be honest with you. Although typically it's for some people, they look at it as more of a savory type of dish. Tofu can certainly be eaten with a sweet taste with it. So anyway, you can certainly lose a lot of fat and probably more body fat on a plant-based diet, or even if it's not as much, it's going to be much healthier, much better. There's some studies that are coming out recently, I should say. And meat's been kind of one of those undebatable topics where it's yeah, it's just protein, it just goes to your body, it doesn't cause any harm. I don't know about all that. There's been some studies that show that it raises IGF-1, and most people think IGF is this good thing where it builds muscle, where there's also IGF where it promotes cancer growth. You get it? Growth. It's not just muscle growth, whenever we think about getting anabolic, it's not just muscle. A lot of tissues can get anabolic. So we need to get this out of our head, that we think that one thing happens and the other doesn't. Like we're in muscle building mode or we're in fat loss mode. It doesn't happen that way. We're in both modes. Now, of course, we can tip that balance a little bit, but it's going to be a subtle tip. It's not going to be an extreme tip in terms of the balance. But I've managed to change my physique into a more muscular and more ripped physique simply by eating a plant-based diet and exercising consistently and following what the science tells us is true, and what a lot of people don't really care to hear, but when they think about it at the end of the day, they know it's true, and it takes hard work. That's what I'm talking about. It's going to take some hard work, but don't let that intimidate you. Just let it intrigue you to maybe take on the challenge, and really take on the challenge and work out daily if you can. Do something, move around. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, is movement. I just recently saw a video that talked about how muscle mass doesn't increase rest of metabolic rate. I totally agree with that. It increases a very minor increase. The biggest increase from metabolism comes from movement. So, and it's actually called NEAT. It's called non-exercise activity thermogenesis. That means like moving around, doing things, house chores, housework, moving around. That's where we burn the calories. And of course, exercise plays another role, and so does nutrition. They all kind of come together to synergize and optimize. So this video should be an intriguing inspiration in that you can make delicious foods that are not mundane and are not going to potentially be toxic to your body by raising your renal acid load or by potentially harming the kidneys. And a lot of people don't agree with that, but there's studies that are showing that it does put some load on the kidneys. It really does. Animal protein is very hard to digest. A lot of people know about milk. Lactose intolerant people, milk's rough on the stomach. Those whey and casein proteins, they're rough on the stomach. I don't care what people say, and because what people say is hearsay. It's what the science says. That's what goes. That's what the evidence, the science, the researchers, the scientists, those are the people who really have a logical and rational understanding about how these things, how foods we eat really affect us. It's not just hearsay. Okay, so anyhow, that's all I want to say, and thanks for watching.